In this video, I will show you how to deploy a private instance of n8n. If you already worked with make.com or Zapier, you know that it can be quite expensive and it's also not ideal when it comes to data privacy. And if you're also interested in agentic workflows, n8n is the perfect choice. I chose to set this up in Docker Compose. Here's the Docker file, which I also provide in the description, where we pull the latest n8n image, we deploy it under a certain port with some authentication, and on top of that we also have our private Ollama instance. And then just run Docker Compose up, wait for a while, and after some time your instance spins up. Now let's start with a fresh new workflow, and the first thing that you want to do is start with a chat node. So chat trigger allows you to chat with any model. So for example, you can say, "Hi, how are you?" And in that case, nothing else happens because we haven't connected anything to it, but we will change that. And here we are using an AI agent. The nice thing about n8n is that you can directly see the instance, the different attributes from the last node. In that case, the chat input, "Hi, how are you?" came from my message. And I can directly drag and drop it over. I also need a chat model which serves the AI agent. And in our case, we provide an Ollama chat model. I will create a new credential for demonstration purposes. So we have it on a local network, and therefore, and it's called Ollama. Therefore, this should work. Connection tested successfully, perfect, and Llama 3.2 latest is the model of choice. And now, just by adding those three nodes, we already have a private AI chat model. Why is the sky blue? And what I also like about n8n is that it always has these animations where you can directly follow what's going on and where it's currently at. And here's the output. The sky appears blue because of a phenomenon called Rayleigh scattering. Nice. So that was our first very simple AI chatbot, but now we want to dive a bit deeper, and therefore we have the n8n templates. Here are some workflows, and I chose this deep learning example by Leonard. We can use it for free, which is quite nice. Just copy it over, start a new, but before I want to save this, start a new workflow, just Control V, there you go. So now you can put in all your credentials. For example, the LLM provider. In that case, we take Open Router and want to run it with Gemini 2.0/001 because it's way more powerful. So in that case, I would rather go with the commercial products because the open source products don't work that well. So this is already set up. I also created a SERP API key, and the same is true for Gina AI. I take the predefined credentials, take Gina AI API, and I already set up a Gina AI account. So now this should be fine. On top of that, I also chose to change this just a little bit. So in that case, I only want to make a slight adjustment in order to make this more robust, in order to ensure that the results is not empty. And this is the only change that I need in order to run this. Now let me explain it in detail. So first we have the chat message where we can put in any topic that we're interested in order to get the report. It generates some search queries, which are then sent to SERP API, Google Search API, and then this is further processed through Gina AI in order to get the relevant context for the LLM, which is then later on used in order to generate the comprehensive report. And now let's give it a try. The nice thing about n8n is you can always investigate certain nodes. So for example, the search results, organic results from finance.yahoo.com, CNN, TradingView, stockanalysis.com. And while it's running, you can even see how many tokens you have consumed. And there you go. After just about 3 minutes, you get your full research report about the Apple stock prices. And regarding the costs, you can just go to OpenRouter. In that case, we spend roughly 10 to 20 cents per deep research query, which is not a lot compared to the OpenAI competitor. And of course, if you just want to use n8n as a private instance served by the Ollama chat model, this doesn't cost you anything apart from the energy costs and maybe a moderate graphics card with 8 GB of VRAM. Okay, so this concludes our session today. A little tutorial about n8n, which is, I think, a very nice alternative to make.com and Zapier. So we've built two things. On the one hand side, we have our own simple AI chatbot served by Ollama. So this is completely private. And on the other hand, we have a very affordable alternative to deep research by using the OpenRouter API. If you found this helpful, consider to subscribe and check out my website nextlevelrobot.com. If you still struggle with your own AI automation, don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.